What does it mean to sin willfully? We have another term, we talk about voluntary sins, and we ask God to forgive us our sins, right? Voluntary and involuntary. So what's the difference between a voluntary sin and a willful sin? In Hebrews chapter 10, verses 26 and 27, we read the following. If we sin willfully after we have received the knowledge of the truth, there no longer remains a sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful expectation of judgment. If we sin willfully, there is no expectation of forgiveness. There is the expectation of judgment. Okay, what does it mean to sin willfully? We have another term, we talk about voluntary sins, and we ask God to forgive us our sins, right? Voluntary and involuntary. So what's the difference between a voluntary sin and a willful sin? A voluntary sin, it's something that we know is wrong, we choose to do it anyway, but we are remorseful, and we turn to God and ask for forgiveness. And even if we fall into that sin again and again, knowing that it's wrong and doing it anyway, we keep turning to God and asking for forgiveness and His strength to lead a better life, to do better in the future. That's a voluntary sin. A willful sin is knowing that it's wrong and doing it anyway without any concern for the consequences afterwards. I know it's wrong, I'm going to do it anyway. That's the difference. Not having the remorse and not seeking the forgiveness. Now, probably in the human experience, the best known willful sin, and I would imagine almost everybody struggles with this at some point in time in their lives, the best known willful sin is the refusing to forgive somebody that's hurt us. Somebody has hurt us in the past and we say, I will never forgive them. And here we are coming to church and hearing about forgiveness and hearing about judge not and saying that prayer over and over again, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us, and yet we say, I will never forgive that person. Not a chance. That, my friends, that is a willful sin. Because we know what we're doing is wrong, and we resolve to do it anyway. Willful sin cannot be forgiven because it involves not asking for forgiveness, even when we know that what we're doing is wrong. It's as simple as that. God will not force His forgiveness on anybody. If we don't ask for forgiveness, and if we don't have any kind of desire in our heart, even a spark of a desire to do better in the future, okay, how can He forgive us then?